Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College. I'm Dave Yates. It is time now for the High School Notebook, brought to you by Dunkin. America runs on Dunkin. And joining us once again is Matt Trabold. Matt, always a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks for having me on.
Matt, we're going to talk football this week, and we're talking about that big showdown between East and Wilson. It was what people expected, but East kind of making a statement win right there.
Yeah, statement win's a good way to put it. I think going into Week 6, the three big statement wins of the season, those top ones, you're talking about Eastridge over Wilson, Wilson over Arcadia by all sorts of touchdowns, and then right off the bat, it was McQuaid over Aquinas. I think that one, East Wilson, East winning by over 3 touchdowns, that deserves to be part of that conversation. And it shows that even though ineligibility issues going on with Seven McGee, the Oregon commit, the big name player, that even without him, they still have the talent to play with anybody. And you mix in with that Freddie Brock, their other FBS commit running back going to UMass. He, start the season, had some trouble in first halves, and the momentum kind of was hurt, even in wins when it comes to the entire team. But the last couple weeks against UPrep and then at Marina Auto Stadium again against Wilson, he was good first half, and I think the team just flourished because of it. And I like McQuaid transfer tight end. He's one of the best jump ball threats in the passing attack in the area. Justice Ross Simmons, he was used, a really good coaching move, if you ask me, as a Wildcat quarterback and had a touchdown, played really well. I was really good against Wilson. Let's see what they do going forward. They have a couple good quarterbacks that they implement. I think that they could really be a shot for that top 2, not just a top 3, top 4, top 5 in Class A now.
They haven't lost since week 1 against Eastridge, and Eastridge has not lost at all this year. But Eastridge has had their moments where they've looked great and some where they haven't looked so spectacular, including their win last week against Athena. But, I mean, is this a team that you think is legitimately a sectional contender?
Yeah, and Class A is very deep this year. And going in, it seemed like it was going to be deep, but in terms of those teams towards the top, we're not sure how kind of star power across the section there's going to be. But I think Eastridge is definitely that. They're firm, even with that East win against Wilson, a firm number 1 in Class A, the only team to start 6-0 in terms of the regular season there. And I think what really helps the Lancers is that they have a lot of high-profile guys that are those classic high school football roles of being comfortable playing both sides of the ball and playing it well on top of that. I mean, Sharon Davis, he's the DB. He had a big stop in that Wilson win. He is the starting quarterback. Not the biggest guy out in the field, but I think he makes up for it. And he is so surprisingly powerful on both sides of the ball. And Ruben Torres, coming over from Aquinas, the power running back, he made such a huge difference coming into this season and as it's gone along. He, running the football, never gets taken down by the first tackler, and really not by the second tackler as well. I love their guys. They have a lot of guys that have contributed over 2 years, 3 years, like a Matthew Brantley. I like what they have. Let's see what they can do with it.
And I think you're right. They have such a wide array of talent and weapons, and all those teams of top Class A, the ones that we've seen so far, the East, the Wilson, same deal. It's going to be great come postseason time once these teams, when it really comes down to nuts and bolts and really matters. Matt, great stuff as always. Thanks for joining us. We're back with more of the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College right after this.